a vast landscape full of adventurers. You are now listening to the world of Chaotic Amateurs. Our adventurers fighting for their lives aboard the slave ship Kirio, where they all mysteriously awoke, locked in a cell together. Following fellow prisoner Ferdinand, who petitioned our heroes to help in an escape attempt upon hearing that the ship was entering the Whispering Sea near the nation of Bravik.
You guys don't even see it, but you can feel the ship just reel as it's rocked by cannon fire. Wood and splinters just erupt in like a volcanic explosion, just showering you guys. And in fact, I'm going to need you guys to roll some saving throws. Dexterity.
Hey, do you guys feel that?
I'm going to cast Prestidigitation on myself to soil my pants.
You can actually prestidigitate, or however you say it. I think you can actually just cast up to a cubic foot.
Yeah, it's awesome. What am I making, a dex throw?
Dex throw. And it actually won't affect you that much because you're already prone.
17 plus 2, so 19.
Okay, you remain standing.
I'm sure-footed.
9 plus 1. 10. So 10.
Oh, 10. Yeah, okay, you remain standing. That's fine. You're already knocked down.
13.
You roll a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Crikey.
And everybody remains standing, in fact, except for some of the guards in the back. Like one guard was just like where a cannon hit, and he's just gone. Like where there was a man, now there's just like stubs with like boots attached to the bottom.
Still standing. No upper half.
And the boots slowly fall over.
Wah, wah, wah.
And Airtorn's over there like...
Yo, boy.
And in fact, the first officer remains standing on all of that sort of stuff. You guys survived the first volley of broadside fire from the enemy ship. And it looks like they're closing in. You guys don't know this, but Ferdinand can tell you. They're going to close in for boarding action!
This guy seems to know his stuff.
What's boarding action?
Like a boarding house? Like they're going to put us up? Yeah. Oh, this is way better than being a slave.
Doesn't sound so bad.
Over the cacophony of cannon fire, you all can barely make out Myron from the ground, who's still kind of dazed. He can sort of, he's been on the sea long enough that despite being hit over the head with a hammer, he still recognizes when his own ship is being under fire. He's barking orders to his men as much as he can, and his first officer is picking it up and shouting orders to the other ones. And in fact, the first officer looks at you guys, and he says something like, "Man the broadsides if you want to live!" And it's your guys' choice. You don't have to if you don't want to.
Can somebody help me out with this? I've never been on a ship.
First of all, what's broadside?
Yeah.
Broadside's the right side, right?
Broadsides is just like names for the cannons. Like,
the side that's facing that we need to worry about.
And
so do we have to go beneath deck, or these ones are on top?
These ones are on top, yeah.
Okay.
They're just kind of exposed to the elements.
I want to say, this is in character. Ferdinand, what do you think we should do?
He just looks at you and he goes, "Stay alive. Are you kidding me?" And he goes, "You do not want those guys boarding this ship."
Oh, snap. Okay.
So we're firing the cannons? Ferdinand?
Myron, the captain, he looks to his first officer, and his first officer barely picks up what he's saying. He's like, "Just forget the slaves! Fire back! Fire back!" And the other guards that are standing man the cannons, and the first volley of return fire, they just fire as many cannons as they can, just leaping back and forth. But they're severely understaffed. You guys can help if you want. Ferdinand doesn't look like he's that interested in returning fire. In fact, he's still fixed on the captain, who is just flailing his sword trying to fend off Ferdinand, who's quickly stepping up on him.
I don't know, you're Captain Logic over here, so what do we do?
Captain Logic? He shot the captain just willy-nilly.
Hey, I thought it was a great idea. I just couldn't say it at the time.
Now I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay, I wanna lean over the captain because he's still prone. He's just
still
kind of barking
prone.
out orders.
Yeah.
I want to lean up to his face.
And he's fighting Ferdinand too, isn't he? Is that what you just said?
He's not really fighting so much as he's just like, stay away, like swinging his sword,
Okay.
like, so he's swinging his sword, but you can just sidestep. Like, he's not doing anything that's effective. It's a very futile gesture.
What is he wearing? You said he's got some like pantaloon.
He's got like some pantaloons with like a studded vest, and he's like wearing like a jacket over it.
Any kind of hat.
No. He's just got long dark hair.
Describe the jacket.
It's kind of like a collared affair, leather. It's kind of like a vest sort of thing, but it is cold, so it's kind of like fur lined with like leather on the outside, and underneath he's got.
Sounds nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Call 1-900-YAM-HORN.
All right,
Fur
Captain.
lined, you say?
I'll make you a deal.
Going out on the high seas.
So you're grabbing him or what?
No, I'm just leaning into his face. I've got my hammer still in my hands. I'm leaning over him, and I'm going to say,
Are you going to do anything about the sword? Like, he's swinging his sword. Like, you want to just like kick his hand? Like,
ooh, I forgot about that.
I'll allow you to do it if you want, like just for cinematic effect.
Yeah. I'm going to time it just right, and I'm going to just stomp down on his forearm, pinning
there
his
you go.
arm with the
Okay.
sword.
I'll allow it.
And then I'm going to hold the hammer, and I'm going to get in his face. I'm going to say, here's your options. 1, I finish you right here now. You don't have to worry about the battle. Or 2, you give me that sweet, sweet jacket, and I'll help you out. And I want to roll a persuasion.
All right, Ryan Gosling from The Driver.
10 plus 4.
10 plus 4. All right. So he realizes he's in no position to argue. Like, he's pinned down. Like, he realizes like he probably made a mistake, like capturing this Ferdinand guy who slaughtered half of his crew without like so much as a thought. And you can feel his arm underneath your boot just kind of like relax, and his rapier like clatters to the floor. And he just kind of gives up. Like, his ears were ringing to begin with. Like, he's in no position to even like fend off other attackers as well as fend you off. And as great as a fighter as he is, and as proud as he is, like, he doesn't want to die. So he drops his sword, and you kick it away from him, and he just kind of like gives up and rolls over, and you can pull the jacket off. Yeah.
Now the jacket.
You just you rip the jacket off of his
had
body.
a deal.
You rip the jacket off of his body and you hold it up, and you realize like you're quite a bit taller than he is because you're a half Eladrin, who are pretty tall.
Yeah.
But you realize that it like looks pretty cool on you if you
It's
want.
the fat man in a little coat thing.
Yeah, kind of.
Well, you're not fat. You're just
No.
really tall.
It's 3/4 sleeves.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
He's only like 5'10". How tall are you?
We'll say 6'2".
Oh, that's not
not that bad.
Fine. Okay. It fits you fine.
And then I turn to my new friends. How do I look, guys?
Well, this
Scale of 1 to 20.
Well, you look like a real duck herder.
Ferdinand like hears you say that, and he just like gives you a look and like shakes his head. He's like, "Who are these guys? Like, I just killed all these people, and he's trying on jackets. Like, come on."
Ferdinand the man has priorities.
All right. I keep my word. If there's a cannon open,
There is a
I'm
cannon.
going to it.
Yep, there's a couple cannons that haven't been fired yet. You can go over to it.
I follow the jacket and start handing out. I grab. I can't really do much, so I figure I'll load the cannonballs in.
Sure, yeah. You start helping the other crew who are just like looking at this little gnome, like doing his best, like lifting up these huge cannonballs and like plopping them into the front. Yeah. And you go over to like the nearest broadside, and you don't really know how it works. So I'm gonna need a roll. You can go ahead and give me like a perception roll or.
Uh-oh. Oh boy.
3 minus 1, 2.
Okay, so you're sitting there, and like meanwhile, like Philly Duke's being useful, like giving stuff, and you're just like looking at it, like what the heck? And Ferdinand walks up, and he just like shoves you aside,
I'm standing in front of it, and I'm saying, "Is this how I point it?"
and he looks you like dead in the face, and he just like grabs a hold of this like rope, and he yanks on it, and it strikes a fuse, and he's just like staring you down the whole time. when he does
Okay,
it.
I got it. I see how.
And this cannon just fires, whoosh, and you can kind of trace the cannonball like by the moonlight, and it just strikes the other ship, just like rendering splinters and shrapnel into the air and into the ocean.
Hey guys, I got one. Did you see that? I did that.
What about you? What are you doing?
I want to get up because I'm still prone.
Give me a roll, baby. Give me a roll.
How close is this ship to us?
What am I rolling? Dexterity.
It's like
Yeah.
100 yards out, if maybe closer.
And what's that meters?
I rolled a 9.
9 plus your dexterity
It's
modifier.
a little
nine
less than
total.
100 meters.
9 total. 9 total.
He got a 9 total for his
9
dex.
total for my dex.
Okay, whatever. There's no one around you. Whoa,
So I just
actually,
get
the
this-
guard's still there, but the guard's left you. He's like going to the things. He stomped your ukulele on the ground, and it's just like.
Yeah, what a dick.
But you get up. That's fine.
All right,
You're no
sweet.
longer prone. You're standing.
All right, then I'm going to follow suit, and I'm going to... Is there another open cannon? that I
There's
can
one
get
other
to?
open cannon. Yeah.
Is it next to the gnome? Because I don't want that one.
No. He's like with the guards, like currently, like kind of up on like the top portion of the deck, like where there's like 3 or 4 cannons.
All right, I'm gonna arm that.
It's already armed.
man the gnome, man the cannon.
Whoa.
So go ahead and give me a
thought you said you didn't
perception
like me.
check just to see if you know how this cannon works.
6
6
total.
All right. Well, you walk over there and you try to figure out how it works, and you saw Ferdinand just like go over there and be a man and like rip this cord, and you look at it and you like find the cord, and you go ahead and like just whoosh, like rip this thing, and you trace the cannonball, just whoosh, fires out of this cannon. It arcs through the air, but like came nowhere near the other ship.
I'll try harder.
Nice try, buddy. Not as good as mine, though.
Hey, you still have a nice jacket.
The other guards just like return fire, and as they're loading the cannons, the other ship just like you can just see the night light up as these cannons just start tearing into you. So go
Hit
ahead
the
and
deck,
give me another dexterity roll.
It's almost like they know what they're doing over there.
Dude, this is terrible. 3 plus 5, 8.
10 total.
You're on the ground.
6.
You're on the ground. But you're small though. You're small,
Okay.
so you get a bonus. You're up. You just like oosh, oosh. What did you have?
10 total.
Okay, you're up.
Sweet.
Keep your center of gravity low, guys.
Wait, you rolled an 8. You said
8 total.
8 total. Okay, so you're down. You're up.
Right after you got up.
Yeah, I'm back down.
Ferdinand, you guys look at Ferdinand, and he just like doesn't even.
I need my sea legs.
Ferdinand like didn't even register like the ship was hit. The other guards, like some of them fall down. You realize like that you guys probably aren't going to be able to do this. And finally, like you kind of see like the other heads like poke out from below deck, like these other slaves like haven't been helping you at all, but they kind of poke their head up. And they're like, "What the heck is going on? We're taking on water." And you can now you kind of feel it, like the ship has lurched a little bit. Yeah. It's taking in water. I don't know. You guys want to answer them at all, or you're the closest one to them?
I'm on the ground, man.
Yeah.
You bozos know how to fire a cannon. Now would be the time.
I'm going to point at one of the heads poking out, and I say, "You take this cannon," and then I'm going to go down and assess.
So a couple guys like climb up the ladder. There's like 4 of them, and they actually look like they're able-bodied sailors. Like
Oh, thank
they've done
God!
this before.
Somebody that knows what they're doing.
They might not have been like combatants or anything like that, but they're used to being on a ship, and you can sort of see like as the cannon fire just like keeps rocking the ship, like these guys kind of don't lose their balance as easily as you guys did, and they start manning the ship and helping Ferdinand like man the cannons with the other guards and all this stuff, and these guys are loading cannons in as fast as they can, and while you head below decks, you get below there and you hear the register of cannon fire again.
Jacket swooshing behind you as you go down the stairs.
Majestic.
It's not long. It's like a little vest.
Oh,
like,
okay. Sorry. I was
It
thinking of
just
like a
flaps
long.
a little bit.
I was thinking long too.
It just flaps a little bit.
I'm just thinking straight Assassin's Creed.
Okay. So what do I see when I get below deck?
So you get below decks and you see like a couple guys like trying to bail water as best they can. Like they're like passing buckets up from the bottom where the ship's leaning, and they're passing it up and like tossing it out like a porthole or something on the other side, like as best they can. But there's like clearly just like huge gaping holes where the ship is just taking on water, like gallons by the minute.
Do I see any sort of supplies or anything like that we could patch up?
Yeah, I mean, you see lots of like spare timber and nails and stuff like that, but you're not going to be able to patch that up.
Like
The water's
dry
pouring
dock
out.
kind of stuff. is
Yeah.
what- okay.
And they have like the food and the grog and stuff like that, but not much in the way that's going to like stop this from sinking. Like at this point, like go ahead and give me a perception or like an insight check or something.
17 plus something.
You realize the ship is taking on water so much, like there's no way you guys are going to be
Okay.
able to.
I yell up above deck, "Hey guys, just make peace with your god. We're dead."
Ferdinand shouts back. He's like, "Just man the cannons, you coward!"
Oh boy. Oh boy. Maybe,
I'll tell you guys, unless one of you guys has something else you want to do. You guys have been like loading the cannons and just firing back. You hear the report of it down, and then you hear the further off cannon fire, like right as like a cannon just like tears through the hole where you are, and even more water starts pouring in. You realize like you probably don't want to stay down there much longer, and you start trying to help people like maybe get up above deck.
All right, I yell at all of the other slaves and free any others that I can with my hammer if I need to smash chains, whatever. I say, grab what you can, make sure we get up on deck, and just find something to hang on to if there's no other cannons to man. Like prepare either for boarding or floating.
Right. Did you say go above deck? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I tell everybody to get up there, and then I just follow them.
So as you get up there,
I
mean, the cannon fire is just like it's just crazy. Like you can barely hear yourself think over it. And Ferdinand starts shouting to you guys, and he goes, "There is no way that we can withstand a boarding action. We're going to have to do something about this." And he starts suggesting options to you guys, and he says we either got to scuttle the ship as best we can. And get out of here, or take you to the shallows where these guys can't reach us, or we're going to have to figure out a way to take their ship without fighting them.
How might we do that?
And are they getting closer to us as they fire? Like, are they coming closer and closer?
They're getting closer and closer. Now they're like 70 yards away. Like they're coming in pretty quick while maintaining pretty steady cannon fire.
What else is the captain wearing again? Now he's sans jacket.
He's got like a studded vest.
Okay. What's under the studded vest?
Nothing. That's his armor. He's wearing like that studded, like armored, like kind of leathered stud vest.
I want to yell at the captain. Hey, captain, what color are your underwear?
Because you want those.
I'm going Indian.
Oh, snap. Does anybody have white underwear on? Anybody?
Mine were white.
All right, that's the best we got. All right. What was your name?
Airtorn. But hey, I can go ahead and do prestidigitation, take the soil out of my pants, and make it all white again.
Please do that. Give me your underwear.
Do I need to do a dex check to rip off my underwear?
Not in that order.
Ferdinand like looks at you guys and he's like, "Enough! We're not waving anybody's undergarments today."
Oh, he knew where I was going with that.
And he says, "How do you guys handle the cold?" And he looks at all you guys.
I'd rather not.
It's kind of inconvenient.
He looks at you guys and he's like, "There's only one way we're going to get out of this alive. Because trust me, if you think these slavers are bad, you don't want to meet those other guys."
Are we near?
So are you suggesting we jump?
I'm suggesting we jump.
I can't do. I can't see the bottom of that water, man. I don't like that.
Is there any indication that we're near land, anything, or is it too dark to tell still?
It's too dark to tell.
Okay.
You can sort of like maybe through the mist, like make out a lighthouse like way off, just like barely, but you don't know what it is. Like for all you know, it could just be like a bright star like shining through.
Right.
Like a diamond?
Shine bright like a diamond.
Red point? No? Okay.
Not a red.
Not if you have to ask. Not if you have to ask.
But Ferdinand looks at you guys and he goes, "We jump and we swim to the other ship right before they board. Maybe if we're lucky, we can climb back on and there won't be that many guards on board."
The old Cleveland sweep.
Okay,
right?
so
is that a thing?
Okay. Now, Ferdinand, I am down with that plan. But I say we jump off the other side of the ship so they don't see us coming. And then we have to,
The gnome's thinking.
Wait.
How about we go below deck and swim out through one of the holes?
Oh, one of the holes.
You'll have to wait for the pressure to equalize.
Like
like when you crash your car and the things come, you can't just like open the window because it's all gonna like.
It's fighting against you,
right? So you guys can go down there and like prep, and like once it's like whoosh, like all the way up,
then you can
swim out. But your guys are going to be like.
I think it's going to be suspicious if we all disappear. And
some of the guards look at Ferdinand's not even addressing the slavers. Like for all he cares, like those slavers are scum. They can go down with the ship, and he knows the captain's probably the first mate, might do all this sort of stuff, and they're all firing the cannons. They don't even care. You guys are listening to Ferdinand because Well, you realize like he's a killing machine.
Yeah.
Like he's going to be your best chance.
And they're
of
still
getting out of
firing
here.
at us.
Okay.
Yeah, the cannons on both
I would
sides.
say not to go down there. I would say we should jump off the other side because if we do go down there,
Yell it
then-
out in character if you want
Then
to
we,
try to.
Yeah, give us your.
oh,
character
sorry.
voice.
Okay, look here, bozos. I don't say. Let's not go downstairs because they're still firing at us. Let's jump off the other side of the ship and then swim around as they get nearer and they start boarding. Then we can go on the opposite side of their ship, climb up, maybe do some damage. Or maybe they've got
The old Mississippi swindler move. Right?
That's
Is that a
cute.
thing?
who is this guy?
That's cute, mate. You're almost tall enough to be taken seriously. Can I make a throw to get up again?
Yeah, says the bozo who has not been,
laying
on his feet. Yeah.
No, that's fine. You actually did get up. You were
All
knocked
right,
to your
so
feet after the cannon.
You taking
fire.
a nap down there? Come on. Let's figure it out.
You're kind of like used to the fire, like the cannons just like rocking the ship. You managed
Okay.
to like hang on to the banister.
Hey guys, huddle up. Let's get up with Ferdinand and have a little
right.
plan session.
The one thing is like as they get close enough for a boarding action,
We get
like,
into a
they
huddle
might
and
be
I
able to
look up.
see you guys just like jump off the side of the ship.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. That's what I mean.
But
So we go
are-
down below.
but is there
when
anybody
the
else, like-
pressure equalizes?
Is there anybody else like? So are they still firing at us, or have they stopped because they're getting close enough, and now it's just boarding time because they don't want to sink the ship?
Okay,
yet?
sure. Right now they have ceased firing because they're getting ready to like launch the grappling hooks.
Okay.
Then let's
And,
go
like, start-
downstairs.
So yeah, here's what I'm gonna do. All right. Sorry to call you this, but all you slavers, keep firing. I'm sure that we'll win if you keep firing. We're gonna go below deck and start patching up the boat. I promise we'll be right back.
The first mate, like the first mate,
Persuasion check.
Yeah, roll for convincing. Hey, break out your loot here and like see if you can.
you don't even have to
Smash?
Oh,
convince.
that's right.
You don't even have to convince the crew because the first mate is just like, "Get to the cannons, you scallywags!
half burned.
We're gonna
First
go
mate.
to the
Yeah, now
last
we're just
man. Like, just give these people."
going downstairs.
Yeah, just turn around, walking away.
They don't care about you guys anymore.
Cool.
Okay.
But as you realize, like, so there's a bunch of like the old slaves that are kind of like with you guys, and they're kind of like looking at you guys hopefully, and they're like, we don't know what to do. And some of them cast their lot in with the guards, and they're already over there, like, you know, getting ready to repel. They've grabbed some of the flintlock guns from below. Each of them have picked up a sword. Like, some of them are getting ready to go down the ship, but there's like a handful of them who decided to cast their lot in with you, like maybe 3.
Ferdinand, let me ask you a question. You seem to
We got all the time in the world. Go ahead.
look from the guy who went downstairs to like look at holes in the ship. I don't want to hear it. All right, and you're over there bartering for coats instead of fighting. So shut your mouth.
Hey, but I look good.
Oh, here we go. All right, now Ferdinand, quick question. These 3 dudes, they look like they know what's going on. Should we have enough time? Should they come with us? So then, like when we get on the other ship, there, there's more than just you that knows how to do stuff, and then us 3
Ferdinand
bozos.
looks at you guys, and he looks at those slaves, and he says, "Anybody who wants to live with me, or come with me right now.
Whoa. I'm not ready for that level
Come
of
with
commitment.
me if you want to
Ferdinand.
live. Got
Come
it.
with me if you want to live. Get into the chopper."
Get down below deck. Let's do it.
So he doesn't even waste time. Like, he's sick of deliberating.
Yep.
He goes down there. Some of the sailors like look at you guys.
Let's go.
And like the gnome's already halfway down the steps, and then the other sailors look at you and they're like, "All right, they already down the stairs." So it's just you two. You guys can go down below deck, so you can do whatever you think's necessary. But
I hate the water that I can't see the bottom of, but I need to go.
look, if you and
I'll follow.
Ferdinand's already down there, and he's like already like cracking the tops off of barrels and like kicking this stuff out. He's in it to like make kind of like a makeshift raft if he needs to, because he realizes like some of you might not be able to swim. He definitely isn't much of a swimmer. He's
Question. Can we do the old shuck and jive here? Crack some barrels in half. Put it on ourselves like this so they can't see us.
Or just float.
And then barrels. Then we've got some air.
I think this was in the third Hobbit movie.
He doesn't have to. He doesn't.
Look, hey, if that's your plan,
Eratorn.
if that's your plan,
Ferdinand, I'm asking you. Let's do this. Is
good
that
idea, gnome. He kicks over a barrel and just like upends it and like gets all the stuff out of it as best as he can. And he's grabbing barrels and he's doing all this stuff. And the water is just like up to your guys' knees
Yeah.
at this point. Like, you're standing near the door, so it's like not quite touching you, but he's over there working, getting all this stuff. And the other sailors are upending barrels and crates, and some of them might just have to swim overboard.
Yeah.
But he finds a short little cask that was used for like grog. You'll fit perfectly right in this
Perfect.
thing. And he tosses it to you, and it kind of rolls over.
I grab it, put it on.
You essentially disappear into
Oh,
the
yeah.
barrel. I would like to. Let's see. What else is down there in supply wise?
Just, like there's some timber, there's nails, there's food, alcohol, water.
Okay.
Not much in the way of, weapons or supply, but mostly just like supplies for a long voyage.
Okay. And the alcohol is the same grog that he was.
It's highly flammable.
Okay. So what I would like to do is, as we're floating out, or before we're floating out, I want to start knocking some of those grog ones open to where it starts to kind of seep out.
Okay.
And then
throughout the water.
And then I look at you and I say, "Hey, as we're leaving, once we're safe distance and they are on board, I want you to press to digitize the alcohol. One of you guys.
You got it.
Spark it up.
Sorry, slaves.
Can I do a perception check to find my gear that was down there?
Oh, snap.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You totally can.
Floating around.
Wow, thanks for remembering about your own gear.
Go 12 plus.
You found it. It's behind the
Yeah,
stairs.
sweet.
So you recognize some of the stuff that's yours.
It's labeled
So
airborne.
I find a quiver of my arrows, throw that on my back. I take my short bow, throw that on as well, and my dagger goes in my side.
And what's more is it's not yours, but you see like a small little like bird song flute down there. If you want to take it,
Yep,
It's
I'll
not
take
going to
that
be.
too.
It's not as high quality as your lute or your ukulele was, but it, it'll get you by because you're a performer. And
I'll take it. I take that, shove it in my shirt.
Put it in your pants so it looks funny.
That's in my shirt.
so
Is
you
that a
guys are all
flute in
getting
your
ready. You guys are all getting ready, and as you look out, you can sort of see like the ship nearing, and you can hear the men up above like shouting, like "Get ready, men! To the last man!" It's the voice of the second in command, and the captain. Probably you have no idea what's happening to these people. You have no idea what's happening to slavers, and honestly, Ferdinand doesn't care, and he thinks that you guys shouldn't either. These guys kidnapped you against your will.
Yep.
And now you're all in it for yourselves, essentially. So you guys get all the things as ready as best as you can, and now the water is just coming up, and you can hear the sound of footsteps above, but you guys aren't quite ready to go up. The water isn't there yet, and you're just like waiting for the water to fill in as best you can. So I want you guys to each give me a roll. What's up?
I was just saying the tension.
Right, yeah. You guys pretty much just have to like sit and wait and hope that nobody comes down and sees what's going on. But you can hear like the little soft cackle of the flintlock pistols above and men yelling and screaming. And there seems to be quite a bit more men from the other ship than there were on your own.
Cool.
So,
Guys, I think
I've
we
got a
made the right
14.
choice.
Am I adding anything? Or
Oh, yeah. What's the roll for?
Yeah, go ahead and like do athletics or something like that.
Okay.
I was going to give me a patience roll.
Just biting time, kind of a...
Yeah. You guys are... This is like testing your nerve, but it's
So mine's 7.
this is what, dexterity?
athletics. It should be like right on here. Like if you don't have anything, you might not have anything.
Survival, maybe?
I've got a 14 though. I rolled a 14.
Okay, 14.
Which
Athletics. Yeah, so you might not have anything.
15 plus 4.
Oh, okay. So you guys look over and you're getting ready. You're just like, I mean, this is going to test your guys' like physical skills like you never have. I mean, he's kind of led a martial life as a paladin, but as like an intellectual gnome, like you haven't really. But you're more than comfortable like with the cask, like sort of floating along and hanging on for dear life, like underneath. And
This plan is
And I fully
foolproof.
committed because I'm so small. Like I don't want to have to deal with it in case somebody does come down.
right, yeah. So
I just look like floating debris.
Ferdinand looks over at Airtorn and realizes like he's going to have trouble. He doesn't really know what he's doing, so he just like literally grabs Airtorn by the scruff of his neck and just throws him over like a loose little raft that he made along with some of the other sailors. And he's like, "Don't stop kicking until we're there." And you guys go down in the water and you hold your breath, and Airtorn,
Never
with
let
his
go.
best strength impersonation, he kind of like pulls your raft down under the water, and he's kicking, and you all are kicking with all your strength, which isn't much for you.
It's true. It's so true.
And you guys see what Ferdinand's plan is, and you guys sort of follow suit, and it's a really tight fit. You're not sure if you can make it, but Did you grab onto anything? Are you like with a barrel? Are you doing what he's doing?
Oh, yeah, I just assumed I was doing the same thing.
Okay, you're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So you got yourself a little barrel, and you're pulling with all your might to get this thing that's just like fighting you to go up all the way to just like pull it down in the ship. And you have no problem. He's got no problem. And you guys get it out, and all of a sudden you're free of the ship, but you're underwater and you're coming up, and you guys can't see anything. And the water is so biting cold that you feel like
Glad I have this jacket.
every second that you guys are in the water, you guys just feel like the life sapping out of you. And in fact, I'm going to go ahead and need you guys to give me Constitution checks.
Fart. 2 plus 1.
So is it that plus
Yeah,
that I do right there?
on the Constitution. Yeah.
12 plus 1.
13 plus
Okay.
2.
You
so
guys are
15.
fine.
This
Like
coat sucks.
you guys are absolutely. These two are fine. You feel the cold seeping in, but you like the adrenaline of your fight and the adrenaline of just like all this other stuff happening, just like gives you that boost that you need, and you're able to just like push it to the back of your mind, and honestly, you guys kind of like feel more alive than you ever have in your whole lives, like realizing that your whole life is on the line here.
This is what I signed up for.
And by the way, like I kind of glossed over this.
Sounds like this.
I kind of glossed over this real quick, but you guys did upend the grog, except when you guys lit it on fire, like the water was kind of around there. The grog kind of mixed with the water.
Uh-oh.
The grog kind of mixed with the water, and it kind of like went through the hatch, and there was like some flames and stuff, but it doesn't seem like it
No
really caught the
catastrophe.
ship all that bad. Like there's some light fire happening, but it's nothing super crazy.
So we're swimming towards the other
You
ship.
guys are swimming towards the other ship, and
We're
go
just
ahead.
debris. Don't mind us.
And in fact,
Natural guys.
you guys like totally lucked out. Like you got around, like no problem. I don't know why, but it's just dark and misty out, and they were more worried with the combat above, so they didn't bother looking at you guys. So you come around to the backside of the ship, and you guys didn't notice it, but Ferdinand like crafted like a loose grappling hook sort of, and he manages to from the water like give it a mighty heave, and after like a try or two, like hooks it on the side, and he's the first one climbing up. Like he's not even waiting for you guys. So what do you do?
I'm going to climb up after him.
Okay.
Okay. Oh gosh, I hope there's nobody up there. I want to climb. I'm going to wait a few paces.
Right.
So if there is somebody up
case
there,
somebody slips.
they get the hits first.
I'm there.
And I'm gonna try to be stealthy about it. So
Right,
I want to
real
roll.
wuss in that
I'm
jacket.
gonna. Hey, dude, it's black. It's night. So I want to roll a stealth. See if I can.
Oh, by the way, from your cold thing, take 1 damage, by the way.
Oh,
Sorry.
you might want to add more than that because I just crit failed.
Oh, what were you checking here?
I was trying to be stealthy on the rope after they went up.
Okay, so go ahead and take another.
Just, like, banging against like.
I know they can't hear me.
You went to go climb up the rope, but like the cold was like still like really seeping in, and your hands just couldn't grip like you wanted to, and the rope was slippery from the other two going up above you, and you just slip down and you burn your hands and bang your head, and you're back in the water, and so you took 1 damage of cold and 1 damage from the rope burn.
I'm down to 7.
So Ferdinand gets all the way up there; he's already up, and Philly Duke, what do you want to do?
I want to climb.
All right,
I'm following him. He's my new pal. He's
Right.
the only.
so
Forget this
So
paladin.
Ferdinand's up. Airtorn's up. One of the
Forget
other
this paladin
sailors
that can't climb out of the water.
One of the other sailors is already up, and as you guys are looking around, like Ferdinand had like just grabbed a sailor who was there and just like cut his throat and like heaved him overboard. So as you're climbing up, you just like you don't even hear it, but you just feel this like whoosh like right behind you, and then a splash, and you like look down, and there's just like blood, like even making the water like even darker.
Oh, some of it got in my mouth.
So you climb up all the way,
That was close.
and you look around, and Ferdinand is just like cutting up some of these guards. Like
Oh,
he
wow.
was going like full like Assassin's Creed stealth status. Like he's just rams a sword
Wow.
straight through the back, and he's killed 3 before the rest of them even realize what's going on.
All right.
And
I'd like
you're-
to knock an arrow at that point.
Go ahead. You had an arrow knocked, we'll say, and you can see a guard coming up from Ferdinand behind him. If you want to take a shot at him,
Yeah, absolutely. 12.
12. Okay, you hit him.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me some
So
damage
your
roll.
hands would be
What's
cold,
my
and then like you'd like go
arrow?
and hit
D6.
Ferdinand like right in the face.
3.
So the arrow whoosh, and it goes like straight through his arm and just like pierces the side of his arm, and he looks up and he's like, there's more here,
Crap.
everybody. So go ahead and
How many guards are there?
there's
Well, it sounds like there's going to be more.
Oh god, they're coming up from
so
below.
there's three on deck right now that you see. The rest are dead currently.
Do I hear that guard yell that?
Yeah, you can hear him.
Okay, I'm just going to hang out in the water for a little bit.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and
Can I take a short rest in the water?
no. Go ahead and roll some initiation real quick
Man.
and add your initiation bonus at the top.
10 total. 8 plus 2.
19 total.
Okay.
19 total.
19 total. So,
But 18 plus 1 if yours was natural.
No, 16 plus 3.
so Bentley go first because of size. Again,
Okay.
I'm just going to do
That's
it that way.
the rule. Yeah, house rules.
And then Ferdinand will go next, as well as the sailors, all of the allies. And then, what did you roll?
10 total.
10 total. Okay, and then it's you. Okay, so we're engaged in combat. Bentley, it's your turn. You see this guard has an arrow
Lanston.
sticking out of Lanston. Sorry. You see this guard has an arrow, and above, kind of opposite, there's you, the guard, Ferdinand, and then up here there's two more.
Okay.
And they're aiming their flintlock pistols down over at Ferdinand.
Yeah. Let's do a
What's
color
the other
spray. It's silent image.
Okay, yeah. So you're
Let's
totally
do it.
within range for color spray, and you'll hit both.
Okay. So
Color
yeah.
spray just sounds so dirty to me for some reason.
So I'm just rolling this.
Yeah, roll me a d20 with I think like what wisdom or is it intelligence for wizards?
Spell attack bonus is a +5.
Oh, okay. So give me a roll. You get a +5.
Okay. For color spray.
And then you had a low roll. So we're going to go ahead and just like count that as like I was doing it before, I guess. That would make sense. So you hit the 1.
Okay.
And then damage or dazzle? Okay, so
Ignoring
there's no
unconscious creatures.
There's
and
no
creatures
there's
that
no
can't see.
damage. There's no
Okay.
damage, but these guys
Does it at least mess with them? To where they can't get their shot off because they're like, oh, the lights.
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
right.
So they're getting ready to take their shot. Now you need to roll a 1d4. A D4
Yeah,
dice.
each creature affected by the spell is blinded until the spell ends. Subtract each creature's hit points from the total before moving on to the creature with the next lowest.
They
So it's really just blinded.
Yeah.
Is all we're worried
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
So go ahead and give me a d4, and we'll just count how many rounds it is. Because
1.
one. Okay, so 1 round. That guy's stunned.
And a blinded creature can't see and automatically fails any ability check that requires sight. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage,
Okay.
and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage.
Perfect.
So that's a good setup spell. That's a really good setup.
really pretty good. Because also you're like saving Ferdinand from getting shot twice.
Yeah.
So now it's Boz's turn. Go ahead, Air Torn.
How many people are next to me?
You're up there, like, and Ferdinand's fighting. You got like 2 or 3 sailors like around you, like 2. Not all of them are up yet.
All right.
So and those are your allies.
Allies. All right, perfect. I'm going to knock another arrow and move towards Ferdinand. Where
Okay.
I'm like side by side with Ferdinand.
Okay, you're side by side with him. Walk us through. Are you going to attack someone, or
Yeah. So who's in front of Ferdinand?
you got the guy that you just shot, who's kind of like to the front and right, and then you got the guy who's blinded, and the other guy are to the left, like up and to the left.
I'm going to finish off that guy that I shot in the arm.
All right, go ahead and give me a roll. D20.
18.
18. You freaking nail him. So go ahead and give me the damage roll.
1.
So you freaking nail him, but apparently the arrow just like goes like clean through his leg or whatever, and he's just like, but the arrow went all the way through. Like there's no shaft, there's no feathers, there's nothing stuck. So he's just whoosh. He's kind of unfazed by it, but he took 1 extra damage. So I think
And now he walks with a limp.
You hear from the water,
Do a better damage roll next time.
So Ferdinand goes up, and he just sprints up the stairs like a beast, and he just takes a huge slash at the guy who's blinded, and just like cuts that guy's hand off, like right at the wrist where the gun was.
Ferdinand's such a bad.
And he just like kicks this dude like straight down.
Can I trade my character sheet for his?
Seriously.
He just like cuts this dude's hand off at the wrist and like kicks him down to the ground. And he's just he's blind and in agony now. And the other guard is still there. Now the other sailors who are behind you, like they rush to the guy that you shot with the arrow, and they surround him. One takes a swing at him. I'll go ahead and roll a d20, I guess, to see if these guys hit. That one missed, and then the other one also missed. So they both like take swings, and this guy, like I don't know how, but he fights off their attack with his little rapier. Then it goes to Yamhorn down in the water. What do you want to do?
I would like to climb the rope, sir.
Okay.
Was it dexterity?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a dexterity.
Acrobatics?
Well, you're in battle now, so yeah, acrobatic or dexterity.
Let's see what's higher.
Can I get a D20 on
Yeah, I'll give you
They're the
whichever one
same.
you
They're
want.
both +2. So.
Yeah, I figured they were like the same bonus. So.
Okay, 14 total.
Okay, so you climb up the rope. That's your turn, if you don't mind. 'Cause
Okay.
you're like
I understand.
scrambled up, and you see all this stuff.
Can I ready anything? Or actually, can I, as I'm coming up onto the deck, I'd like to just make a perception check, get a lay of the deck.
You can see everything pretty clearly. You got the guy kind of like up and to your left on like the kind of the next level, like a few steps up, is where Ferdinand just cut that dude's wrist off, and he's like to the left, like forward and to the left. And then the other guy is forward and to the right, and he's being attacked by two sailors right now.
Okay.
And then there's Airtorn, who's like directly in front of you, like shooting arrows.
Okay.
And he's kind of still by like where you are as well. Like he had cast like his color spray from over there.
Okay. And as far as crates, cannons, things like that.
The deck is like littered with debris and stuff because they've been shot. Like there's a couple broadside cannons just like moved out of place. You could use those as cover. There's kind of like some toppled crates and stuff like that, but it gives like intermittent cover if you need, but nothing like super
cool.
Like it won't make the terrain like hard to pass or anything.
Gotcha.
Like that, so.
Okay. I'll just stick with my bros.
Okay.
Now.
Okay.
Oh, now we're your bros.
Oh, the whole time, guys.
So now the guard who's been shot.
You got
with
my
the arrow,
back, right?
The guard who's shot with the arrow like tries to take a swing at those guys, and he hits him. Goosh! He just like chops one of the sailors like right across the throat, and he goes down. And then the guard who had the flintlock pistol, he sees you knock an arrow, so he re-aims his gun at you, and he takes a shot. What's your AC?
14.
He totally missed. Goosh! You look up and you just see this like. This bullet like embed itself like right in the wood, like right at your feet, and you like look up and see this guy, and he just tosses his gun over the side.
I want to scowl at him.
Roll for scowl. Intimidation check.
The bullet comes unlodged from the wood and just like hits you right in the face.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna roll a
You just got redded.
So it goes back up. It's Bentley's turn again. It's Philly Duke's turn.
How close am I to the guard that the two were fighting?
You're like 10 feet away from him, and he's to your right, and the other one is to your left. So they're kind of like in front that way. Like boop boop.
Which one's closer to me?
The guard who's been shot with arrows that's fighting the sailors.
I'm going to move towards him. I got a 25-foot speed thing.
Yep.
I'm going to move towards him as I'm drawing my quarterstaff.
Okay.
And it just so happens that positioned as like, the boxes and crates, I'm going to kind of like run up the steps, jump off with my quarterstaff, and go to like smack this fool straight in the head.
Give me a roll. We'll see what happens.
All right.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, he'll let you know if that happens.
It's definitely not going to happen.
Solid 3, Rhett.
So you got to jump on this crate, but you realize like the crate is literally like twice as tall as you are, and you just like
Disappears into a crate.
you're like a YouTube video of those dogs like jumping over things and smashing their face into it.
Oh yeah, that cat's trying to jump over the two buildings.
So you just like jump and you get halfway up and you just like hit this crate right in mid-range. You're like, ooh, and they like look at you and they're like, and they see this like comic gnome just like
A toddler, an angry toddler.
twisted nether. There you go. Yes.
Rack my pickled onions.
So now it's Boz's turn. What are you gonna do, Airtorn?
Man, I got to finish off that one dude still.
Go ahead.
All right.
You knock another arrow.
Knock another
Give me a
arrow.
roll.
15.
Boom. Give me the damage roll.
Where's my D6? 4.
The arrow just like goes
Just 1D6.
but either way, the arrow just whoosh, and it goes like straight through his rib cage, like it just lined up
nice.
perfectly to go in there. And you can see him like seize up, and he just like tries to swing at one of the other sailors that's near him, and he just kind of like collapses to the floor. Yeah, you killed him. Good work.
Awesome.
You didn't know that I was right behind you yet, and you just feel somebody lean into your ear and say, "Good shot."
So now there's one more guard. He went. So
Yeah.
Ferdinand just looks at this guy. He cut this other dude's wrist off, and that guy's just like writhing in agony on the ground. And this ship, it's in way better condition than the other one, but there's just debris strewn around. And Ferdinand like goes to take a swing on this guy, and he's kind of like flexing on him, like menacing him. And the other guard like goes to take a step, and he like trips on like some stray like timber, and he like totally falls to the ground. And Ferdinand just like runs him through and kills him. Woohoo! So you guys definitely like believed that there were other people on board the ship because that guy was yelling. Mm-hmm. But before you can even realize what's going on, like Ferdinand is like taking a little hatchet that he found and just like cutting all of the ropes.
He read my mind. I was going to take my dagger and do the same thing.
And he starts shouting.
Still
He's
hanging on that box. Good plan, guys.
and he's still shouting. He's like, "Don't worry about the others if there are any. Just man the sails. Somebody grab the helm. We're going to push off." What do you guys do?
Definitely not what he asked.
Well, tell me. You guys are still within like range of these people like jumping back over real quick. Like you're not away from the ship at all yet.
Okay.
I want to line up a cannon and see if I can shoot one at our old boat and
All
just
right.
sink it.
That's what I was going to do that with
Yeah.
my arrows. Just shoot somebody that's arming a cannon.
Go ahead. Go over there and give me a roll. Give me just a regular like D20.
Yeah.
13.
Okay, so you remembered what you did wrong last time, and Ferdinand showed
Thanks
you.
for bringing that back up.
And you just like rip this cord. You just rip this cord, and the cannon just fires, and it's point blank range, and it just rips across the deck, just like sending wood and metal and nails and shrapnel from this cannon just every which way, and it just tears across the deck of the Curio, the ship that you guys were captured on, and it just like sends a whole heap of people to the grave, basically.
Sorry, guys.
But you totally alerted those other guys that they're over there. What do you guys want to do? One of the sailors is already like unfurling the sails again, and and the other one's like grabbing the helm, and Ferdinand is like doing his best to get everything organized and do all this stuff. And some of the guards see you, and one of them just like leaps across the deck, and he's right by you, Yamhorn. So he's gonna take a swing at you.
Okay.
He's gonna roll a d20. It's a 6.
Sweet.
Total miss.
Total miss.
All right, so he goes to take a swing at you, and you just like duck right under the way. And in fact, it was such a miss that you're able to just like push him right over the edge of the ship. And as the ships are kind of like pulling apart, there's like a several foot gap, and he just falls into the water.
Wilhelm scream. Add that in.
And you realize that the enemies on board the other ship, they're like, "Hey, our ship's getting away! Come back! Get back over there, men!" And like some of them like try to make the leap over, and they just like can't make it. Like one of them grasps on. You can see Ferdinand just go over with his sword and just like smash his fingers, and he just and his
Cut his head off.
Why not, right?
well, his fingers are hanging there, and so he just like, and his fingers just boop, and it just like falls down.
I lean over the side towards the other boat, and I yell,
You just got yammed!
Ferdinand
and
just,
then
like,
we ride off into the sunset.
Ferdinand just like gives you guys a look, and he's like, "What the heck is this guy?" But
What does that even mean?
But you guys totally get away with the other ship. Like, there's no way that the Curio is going to be able to capture you. Your ship is not in good condition, and in fact, you guys will have to think about what you do next time when we come back. But for now, you guys are getting away. You've made a good escape. You guys look over at Ferdinand, though, right as an enemy on the other ship lines up his flintlock pistol and takes a shot, and it just whoosh, right through Ferdinand's chest, just right out the other way. So he collapses to the ground.
Man.
He collapses to the ground, and that's where we end our adventure for this week.
Wait. Before, I know you got to go. What's he wearing?
He's not dead yet.
Oh, okay.
You want the jacket, don't you?
He's not dead yet. So when we come back next time, we'll
Talk about what he's wearing.
probably wrap up our affairs with Ferdinand.
All right.
And then you guys will have to figure out what to do because you're still not necessarily in harm's way, but you guys
Right.
We're out of immediate.
Yeah, you guys are out of at least immediate danger. So
Well done.
until next time, this has been this week's edition of Chaotic Amateurs. We'll find out what happened to our adventuring party next week. Until then, I've been your delightful DM, Rhett.
Langston Philly Duck.
Yum Horn Doril, and I'm Caleb.
Antoine Schnigglesby. And I've been Boz.
Follow us across all platforms with Chaotic Amateurs. Please subscribe, rate, and review our show on your podcast app of choice to help us climb the charts and find new adventurers. Or become a patron on Patreon to help our heroes continue their quest. Thank you for listening to Chaotic Amateurs.